welcome back to the Unstaged Success podcast. Today we have Sam from Studio Brocca, and she is the CEO and, of course, the principal designer. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm just going to jump right into it. So tell me
Let's
what
go.
led you to the world of design and what brought you to the creation of your studio.
So when I was little, my dad was an architectural technologist, and I would always see him in the basement. He had this green drafting table and these really cool lights, and then he would always be sketching and drawing, and I was always interested. So I feel like that kind of planted a seed in my head, and then from there, I didn't always want to dive right into design. At one point, I wanted to be a dentist, which and then I realized I'd like faint at the sight of blood, so that's not going to work. So I started getting into architecture, and then stumbled on interior design, and then I got into Ryerson, and I just stayed there, and I loved it.
Right.
Yeah, it just kind of like from there, I just enjoyed it so much, it just became my life.
Right.
So,
Did you
yeah.
open your studio right away?
No, I
Right
worked
out
for a
of
few
Ryerson?
firms,
Right.
some big, some small, and then right before COVID, it's great timing, I decided to go off on my own, and honestly, it was like the best decision ever.
Yeah.
It was like November, I went off. Well, I opened while I was still at another firm doing side projects and whatnot. And then I started getting busy, and then...
The November before COVID?
Yeah, so like November, I was like, all right, make the jump. And then March, I was like, wait, COVID. And then just from there, it worked though, because obviously you guys know, like, our industry kind of survived COVID. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because
we
people
did
were still
really well
renovating.
during
Everyone
COVID.
was
Yeah.
home. Yeah.
More
Yeah,
so
more
during
so.
COVID.
Everyone
yeah.
had so much
Yeah.
time to do the stuff that they've been putting off because of work, right?
Yeah,
And life
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
Amazing. When you began sourcing for these projects, did you have an inspiration? Was it Pinterest? Was it the companies that you were working for prior? Like, how do you find inspiration when you're working on all of these projects?
So my inspiration, like right off the foundation, is my client, because I have long interviews with them. It's like probably the most intensive interview we have through the whole process is right at the beginning. Like, how do you use the space? I'm sure you guys do the same thing. How do you use it? What are your hobbies? What's your lifestyle like? How many kids do you have and whatnot? And then so we go from there, and they kind of drive everything. And then we dive into research of a lot of European design and architects. Like, I love like Joseph Durand, Carlos Scarpa, Mies van der Rohe.
Oh, I love him too. Yeah, nice.
And so we kind of always mix those kind of things. But European design mostly because longevity. It's just been around for so long, and it always has warmth. So I like to pull that. So that way my clients will have projects and homes that stand the test of time. So yeah, that's where it all comes from, usually.
You mentioned having the interview process at the beginning. What is, like, if you could explain to people watching, like, the process of working with you at Studio Brocca?
So the interview is fun.
Right.
Because we have
And
a lot
that's
of...
first.
That's first.
Gotcha.
You're like, hey, I need a designer. And I'm like, where's your house? and then we meet there. Usually I like to meet on site because being in the space is totally different than...
100%.
Yeah, than just a Zoom call or talking on the phone. So we meet on site. We have an interview. And from there, I just collect all the info. And then we, in the background, start doing inspo and research, which is probably the most enjoyable part for me. The interview is also very fun, but the research is like, it's the best. Like, I just feel like we get so into like ideas and inspo. And
The creative process.
From the mind. So yeah, creative process, exactly. And we just go in our hole and like, you know, and then it's the best. From there, we get into schematics and layouts. That takes some tweaking back and forth, and then the construction starts, and we start selecting materials and whatnot. Right. And then construction's when all the problems come up, and you know, there's always one thing that we have to deal with.
Of course.
But that's also the fun stuff. So it's just fun. Yeah, in general.
Is there something you wish you knew from the beginning? Like again, all the problems that are arising during construction. Like, did you know that prior to going in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess your dad. Yeah.
Well, my dad was one thing, and then my other jobs, a smaller firm I worked at, it was a boutique firm, like maybe 10 to 15 people. I started working there and then kind of just went straight to like site visits management and just got thrown in. So I got to deal with a lot of problems like right off the bat and then on site. And so I think that gave me confidence too to go on my own. But yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah. You know?
No kidding.
The chaos. Like, I love being on site. There's so many things happening. Yeah. And like, everyone needs to talk to you. Everyone's like, what about this? What about this? And I'm like, okay, I'll help you. I'm here. Ask away.
Is there a piece of advice that you would give to somebody that maybe was in your shoes and is looking to kind of go off on their own as well?
Yeah. Always take risks when you can, and be confident. Because I feel like with us as women, they think, oh, interior design, it's all women. This is what it is. But you're surrounded by men all the time. And it's easy for people to think like you don't know what you're talking about, just you know, but you just have to have confidence in yourself and your decisions, and usually it works out. Majority of the time.
Have you experienced that a lot, where you're maybe not being taken as seriously as you'd hoped on site or on a construction site? Like that. Yeah,
like I like to work with contractors that I know because they understand me well. Right. But with new contractors, sometimes it's a work in progress. It's kind of like a conversation has to happen. But if you're confident in what you're saying, you know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Then it kind of helps. So.
Right. The results will speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, once they work with you the first time, maybe the next time they see you, then they're like, okay, no, that girl knows
like
what she's talking
about.
Yeah, you develop
I
the process, the
last
relationship.
time.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your
That's the end of my question, Vic.
It's so nice to talk to another designer because every designer has so many different ways that they do things and the way that they run their business and design styles, what they like, what they don't like. So I'm just curious. I recently moved into my own place and I had to furnish it. And it's so easy to furnish somebody else's space.
Tell me about it. I know.
And when it comes to furnishing your own, I feel like I don't even know where to start. I like so many different styles. Yeah. And I was like, so for me, there was one company in specific that I love, CB2. Yeah. If I could design, my whole house is CB2.
They're going off right now. Did you look at their most recent
sale?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, even Crate and Barrel.
Yeah. So the credit card is just...
It's dangerous. It's so dangerous.
So dangerous. My new house, we were out the other day sourcing. I was buying some stuff for ALT, and then I was like making my own cart. Like, and that'll be separate.
You can go
shopping without buying for my own place now. Yeah.
They hate me at HomeSense.
My question is, if you were to pick one, I guess, supplier or a company that you love to decorate your whole entire house, which company would it be?
You're going to laugh. It's probably Kijiji.
Really? Okay, well, that's because there's all hidden gems there.
This is it. I found my patio set for my house. So I have this 500 square foot terrace in my house, no backyard. Yeah. Oh, it's on my Instagram.
With the checkered table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So checker table, Kijiji. My entire patio set, Kijiji. And honestly, so I did a little bit of, you always have to, because we know the brands, right?
Yes.
And even if you don't, it's easy for us to research. Sometimes we have to look at designer pricing.
Yep.
Whatever. So there was this one, I'm like in my bed at nighttime just Kijiji for days. And there was this, the patio set came up, and it's all iron with like, it's from France.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of it. Jardin something. But so I looked up the brand, and it's like, oh, designer pricing only. I was like, okay, I'm inquiring. And it's midnight. And I was like, I sent them an email. I said, okay, price me on all these items. She said, then in the listing said, please contact for whatever we wanted to offer. I was like, it's mine. Just tell me how much you want for it. I love it. It's great. I get the pricing back, $45,000 for the set. I paid $5,000, and I was like, this is the best. I paid $5,000 for the whole set. It's worth $45,000.
Wow.
And it's literally brand new.
That's a steal. You stole it.
And it's beautiful.
I'm obsessed with it. And I can bring it to all houses, and it's
timeless.
Excellent. I even love, honestly, finding vintage pieces, finding things that are unique. Yes. But then meeting the people that you get it from.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's a whole journey.
Yeah.
And then there's a story behind
each piece has a story. Yes. I was just going to say that. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's
I'm like,
really
this lamp is from this guy. He just
came
moved
from
to
here.
France and whatever. Yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah, that's nice. It adds character to the home.
Yeah. So, for sure. I mean, like, if that's something that you want to do, it just takes time. Like, for me, my house is still not finished.
No. I know.
Whatever. And but I'm enjoying collecting. You
Yeah,
know?
I'm enjoying it too. I always said, I was like, you know what, when I move in, I'm going to take my time with it.
Yeah.
The pieces that I get, I want them to last. I want them to be timeless. And I don't want to just furnish it because I have the keys.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I'll stay with my parents until it is ready
Yep.
to be lived in.
Yeah, this is not HGTV. Like, this
yeah.
is, that's not like, oh, look, oh, ta-da,
No.
love it. No,
Right. No.
Right.
It's a process.
Yeah.
It takes time. I look at something, love it today, hate it tomorrow.
Big time.
Yeah.
So
I'm even when I'm scrolling through my Pinterest and I find things that I've pinned from like 3 years ago, I'm like, I don't like that anymore. If I furnish my house like that, I wouldn't like it anymore.
Yeah. So true. It's so true.
That leads me to my next question, which would be, what is your favorite design style? Do you have one? Do you kind of...
Not really. I don't have one. I just love European design, like whether it's France or Italy, Germany. Yeah. Just, I feel like they always get things first. We're like 40 years behind them, and they're not scared of materials. I feel like in Canada, North America in general, we're so scared of marbles. We're scared of natural woods, and everyone's like, oh, I don't want to maintain it. Yeah. And in Italy, they got marble on the sidewalk. It's like, why are we
so different?
Yeah, like
it's so different.
I just really appreciate their authenticity with materials. And so that's how I approach things, you know? I don't have like a style.
Yeah.
Europe.
Kind of just Europe.
Just Europe.
I love Europe, so I like
here.
it.
Yeah. Just bring it.
Do you have a favorite project or something that was special to you, something that you've encountered during your career, a specific client that just stood out to you?
That's a good question. Because we have a lot of jobs right now, and I love everybody. Yeah, I love all my clients. Probably my house, I would say, just because it's like a collection. Yeah, and I purposely picked materials that I sourced for my clients, so I could kind of like beat them up and get
try them out.
Yeah,
clients that you're
like hands-on experience with the materials. I can give really valuable feedback.
Of course, like
my countertops are polished marble. I would never. For a client, polished because
it could scratch.
Yeah, scratch the etching and like lemon, like you make a lemon water,
wine
you gotta
stains,
do it
coffee,
wine,
everything.
But I know that if it was honed or leathered, it's more manageable because then you can spill lemon on it and you're not gonna see it as much. So, but it's I just love it. My house, it's not done.
So that was your favorite project?
I think so far.
How many projects do you have on the go right now? Wow.
It's a lot.
How many people are on your team? 3. Okay.
Well, 2 now. Someone just went back to school, but I'm hiring, so I have 2 interviews coming up. 3 is nice. Are you guys just 3 of you? Or there's more?
No, there's more.
You got a lot.
Yeah, there's 2 of us.
How many people?
Almost 12.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
But we do everything in-house. So we have our own movers, our own, we have like a warehouse staff, admin, like it's like a...
Yeah, full production.
Full production. But how do you manage exactly? We're always doing a podcast. How do you manage that? Like if with a small team? Yeah. 30 projects.
It's a lot. I mean, a lot of them are not in the same position. I find it cycles. So if we're in the design stage with lots of people, then there's 2 big projects in construction, and then the rest are in the middle. So once the construction is done, it kind of cycles again. So I'm not always designing all at once.
In the same phase.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'd be finished design and just kind of doing site visits for 3 of them.
Right.
But majority of the time I'm on site, or I'm driving around, or dealing with issues, or on the phone. And then the girls are always in the office. They're doing AutoCAD, they're doing the designing, sourcing, ordering. It's working right now. I don't know. I think I might need more people for sure, which is why we're hiring.
You're growing. That's great.
That's excellent. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, it's good.
That's amazing.
But also getting married in 2 weeks, so it's kind of
congratulations. Busy time.
Yeah, this is probably, I don't recommend opening a business and getting married at the same time. It's not fun. But so my Alicia in my office, she's taking over while I'm gone. And it's just so funny. We're just trying to wrap up everything. And she's like, okay, we need to sit down. We need to go through everything. We need to have a list. Like every week, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? But Yeah, no, it's working.
I mean, I can like attest to how important it is to have a really good team.
Yeah.
And it at the end of the day, it's about the clients and how you can service them the best. I mean, for me, it's like I enjoy the design aspect, but I know that I can't be everywhere. I can't wear all hats.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's important to have a good team.
Yeah.
Going back, are you all done your questions? Because I wanted to know.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you did.
I'm like, wait.
You did. I actually just had one more
Okay,
because you were
wait.
speaking about team. It'll probably lead to what you're saying. I was going to ask, so you're the principal designer at your company.
Yeah.
So when you give a project to the girls at your company and you allow them to source, select, do you kind of have the final say, or do you let them design it and you trust them, their design style, and they kind of run with it?
Depends on the project usually.
Okay.
But if I get a job, the client's comfortable with a team working on it and not just me, and I feel that they can handle it because we are still fresh, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to throw too much at them at once. Then they design majority of it, and then we review it.
Got it.
But I do keep some for myself. And again, if the client is really specific about me working on it solely, then I work on it.
Sounds very similar to what we're
Yeah,
doing.
That's
Yeah,
why.
It's good
I
to know that we're
That's
know,
why I
we're
asked.
the same.
That's why I
We're
asked.
never gonna know if we're doing things
It's
right.
right,
I feel.
yeah.
We're always gonna learn and
Trial
grow.
and error.
Yeah. Nobody wrote a book on this. Maybe they did. If they did, let me know what it is.
I said that earlier.
Yeah, we'll write the book.
I'm in chapters all the time, like business. No, nothing. Like they wrote nothing on interior design business. So
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you talk about your own house and it not being done.
yeah,
It's the same for me. Like, I have to say, like,
I feel like every designer has this issue.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's because nothing really, like, when I do something, it has to be something that I've liked for so long
Yeah.
before I actually know to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to realize that, like, obviously you grow and you evolve and your style changes, right?
Yeah.
But when certain things are consistent, so then when I know that about myself,
Like,
that's
I
when
like
I,
this,
yeah, like I like whimsical. For
Oh,
instance.
really?
Yeah.
So nice.
Like something that's like that will leave you thinking when you're in
Yeah.
the room. So I'm starting to piece together in my mind like my living room. But right now, my house is a catch basin for if ALT needs inventory. We're like, because listen,
Yeah.
you know, we have a ton of inventory. We have so much inventory that we can't even house the inventory right
That's
now
a
at
good
warehouse.
problem,
It's a
I
great
feel.
problem.
Yeah.
We're growing, you know, we're constantly buying.
good.
It's good, but you know, if we need something that I know is gonna work perfectly for a client's house and it's in my house, I'm the first one to be like, guys, let's go. For so long, we didn't even have a dining table or a breakfast
No.
table.
We just gave her dining table back this week.
We've
Yeah.
taken
ate
it,
on the
I wanna
floor.
say, like
Yeah.
3 times in a row.
Yeah.
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 Stop.
Yeah,
We took her sofa, 2 of them.
Yeah.
No.
yeah. My
The
husband,
sitting area of her bedroom.
my
Is he
husband,
losing it? For
he's
sure.
losing it. He's losing it every day.
They're
He's
your
like,
worst client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that like this is a common thing, you know.
Yeah.
So
When I find something I like,
Yeah.
that's when I go for it and
Yeah.
that stays there.
That's
you know?
good.
Yeah.
Is that ever gonna end for you? I feel like
I
it's
feel
just
like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm starting to get there. Like there's certain things that I know I like that we're gonna get to, and I can't wait when it's all done to do an episode on that because I
Yeah.
think that would be fun.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
let's talk about starting a business. You know, I've done it. It's
Yeah.
been great. It seems as though people who have the desire to do it, they should go ahead and do it and not be afraid to do so.
Yeah.
But of course, that comes with obstacles. So tell me a little bit about some of the obstacles you might have faced and how you overcame them.
Oh God. There's a lot. I feel like it never ends. We're always dealing with more and more, and things are getting thrown at you on the daily. But I think the biggest thing, maybe 2 of the big things. One, I thought I would have more free time. I actually have less free time. Like I work maybe 3 times more than I did with a full-time job, which I didn't expect. So that's one thing, just managing work-life balance, because you start a business, that's your baby too. Like I feel like it's me.
You never stop.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so my life, like I am Studio Brocca, and it's just and then there's days where I sit there and I'm like, what are my hobbies? Like what do I like to do?
Oh my God.
And
Exactly.
I have I have something else. Like I am a person. Like I don't know. Like so what do I like? So that's one thing.
I can help you with this. You gotta hire a team. Because when I started incorporating more and more people and letting go of some sort of creative control, letting go of more, trusting the team, training them, setting the expectation, then I went back to saying like, oh my God, I enjoy cooking. And I forgot how good of a cook I am.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to cook.
And like, I feel as though there's greatness within all of us, but when you have a team of great people working on something, it's magical. So, you know,
my dream from the beginning was to have a team. And it's been it's taken a bit longer than I thought to grow. Not because I don't want to like let go, but it's just, when is the time to hire? You know, I don't know. Am I at a point right now where I can take on someone else, or I can hire and support them? Because I don't want to have, because I'm on site so much. Yeah. I don't want to have people in the office and I can't help them, because I want to be there and I want to train them. I want to, you know, because my intern that was just there, Janessa, she's amazing. She's going back to school, and when she left, I apologized. I was like, I wish I could have been here more to teach you, because that's what they want, right? But you're right. More people is the solution for sure.
And then carving out time to be able to teach them, which you know, it's very limited, especially with a wedding.
It's true. Yeah. Oh yeah. Once it's over, we're going to go right back in. But it definitely, trusting the designers, like Alicia, she's been with me for 2 years. She knows exactly the style of Studio Brocca, whatever the style is, Europe, I don't know. And but whatever she puts down on paper, I feel like it comes out of my brain, so I trust her 100%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah. Did I answer?
Yes.
I forgot the question.
Tell me about the most influential person in your life and how they impacted you.
My dad. Back to that other question. My dad for sure, just because I looked up to him so much. I thought it was so cool because, my family, we have a lot of artistic, my dad's side. Sorry, Mom. My dad's side is very artistic. Like my grandfather, he paints. My brother's artistic. My sister's artistic. We all kind of have some sort of creative element. And to see that he was able to have a profession and still incorporate art into it, like he would be sketching and all his blueprints were done by hand. It was very intriguing for me. So that, I feel like that it just really set the goal for me for what I want it to be. He's also just a great businessman, and I look up to him. And so, yeah.
That's so sweet.
He's like my hero. So nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. I can relate to that, too. I think that my dad is one of the most inspirational people in my life as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, I can relate to what you're saying there.
Yeah, this father-daughter dance I got to do.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm like, no, can we just pick, like, a fun song, like, and just do something
just
silly?
Dance.
Yeah, I'm like,
not slow and emotional. Yeah.
Every wedding I go to, my fiance laughs at me because the father-daughter dance, even if I don't know who they are.
I know, always.
Yeah, that's like my
I'm
sister.
not an emotional person. The second I see that, I'm like,
I'm not an emotional person either, but my older sister is, and she'll start crying if somebody I don't even know looks at her. No, she's like, "Oh my god,
dad." Kudos to the dads.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably the mentor for me.
So what's next for you? So I know you know you're getting married.
Yeah.
What's the goal in the next 2, 3, 5 years for Studio Brocca?
We're working on furniture line right now.
Awesome.
Whoa,
yeah,
excellent.
Which is another reason why I can't really pick a brand that I like.
Yeah,
I find that we just there's pieces, and I'm sure
to
you guys
each and
deal
every
with
one.
this too. Yeah, like there's a piece, like a dining chair that I have in my head, and nobody sells it, and I describe it, and it's like, so at least if we have this, I can provide it for my clients and have something within our style. So that's in the works right now.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, very excited for that. Also don't know what I'm doing, so trying to learn how to start a furniture business, and never ends. And just I want to grow the company. I feel like I'd want to be, in a few years, I'd probably want to be at least 5. I feel like that's a good number for us. So 5 designers.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So how do you go about obtaining clients? How did you go from 1 to 30 projects?
It's all referrals.
Right.
Like everything is a referral. I don't have like signs up. I have signs. Yeah. I don't have time to put them up, but I have them. So I haven't really done any marketing, but I feel like
referrals.
It's
so
all
that's a
referrals.
testament to the style and the quality of what you're doing out there.
Absolutely.
People are trying to hire you.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know which client to take on and which client? Have you ever said no to a client? Because it's sometimes.
I was just gonna ask, like, have you ever had a difficult client that you've had to either like let go, or how did you kind of overcome it?
Honestly, I'm learning still on how to read people. and see if we mesh. Like, it's not that I can right away see if someone is difficult, but I can say, do our personalities mesh? Because I spend a year, 2 years with these people.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So we have to be friends
Yes.
at the same time. So, I have said no to some clients, not really because we don't mesh, but mostly for just me knowing my capacity. I don't want to take on too much than we can handle. And I'm finding after the wedding, it's like our rebirth. After the wedding, I think we would just only be taking on jobs that are more like full scale, because I find jobs that are just 1 room or 2 rooms, they kind of get lost.
Yes.
Because the decision process is different. You're living in the house. It's not really like a rush, but it is a rush at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's factors that kind of like restrict you a lot. So it gets, sometimes a 2-room project stretches as long as a full build. So
Yeah.
I think I need to focus on just full scale.
In our business, what we're finding is a lot of people don't understand the value in hiring an interior designer and how much it costs. And
It's true.
And so, like, how do you overcome that? What are some of the challenges that you face? And
I feel like pricing is always just up in the air for designers. Like, nobody knows like who's charging what.
yeah.
Should
We just clear the air? Share secrets? Like, what do you charge? Like, if someone's watching and they want to hire an interior designer, like, how do you price them?
I have like 3 different price categories. So I have an hourly designed fee, and that could be that usually isn't for a full scale. You know, if we're building a house or we're doing a full renovation, I definitely wouldn't go hourly, because it would just kind of
Be up the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I go flat rate.
Like a
where
retainer kind of thing? Or what
I
do you mean?
take a retainer on the flat rate. So I'd present like a broken down proposal, design services, consultation, and furniture, and then management. And those are all broken down to one lump sum, and then I take a retainer on that.
Sounds like we're doing the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
It's the exact same process.
We figured it out.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Yeah. So then the design fee, I feel like that works the best. I kind of estimate how much time am I going to take on this project.
Yes.
Yeah. We
Yes.
were just talking about this.
If
Yes.
we're wrong, someone tell us we're wrong.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I
not-
think that if anything,
you know-
we should be sharing that with people, because I think that people
You're right.
keep
Don't
it to
understand-
themselves and
yeah.
they don't want to share the
Yeah.
knowledge.
There's
They're
no-
like,
there's-
me.
yeah.
No
But it's like, just
gatekeeping
share
here.
it.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Right.
so much business to go around for everybody.
It's so true.
A
And it's so
100%.
different.
Yeah.
With designers, like, how do you compete? Everyone has such a
No,
different style.
style, different, yeah.
You have to
for
lift
sure.
up your fellow designers.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
So those are the 2 big ones. The other one, I just do like a virtual. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Virtual ones. It's just like a 2-hour consult, just for people who have like 1 or 2 rooms that they just want to do something quick,
Yeah.
and we just get as much done as we can, and it's actually really fun.
Have you ever had a client say, okay, I'm not happy with this? Virtually or on site, like, I'm not happy with this, and you've invested all this time, money, and
Not really. Well, you know what? Yeah, actually, one client at a condo I have, we kind of finished everything, and then I came back in after I called in. It was like, okay, we want to change this, and this. So it wasn't really like, I hate this, I want to change it. It was, this is nice, I liked it at the time. Now that we're finished, I'm
I wanna
thinking
tweak
I
it.
want to change it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I recognize, okay, that didn't work for them. But it's nice that they were the way that they communicated it to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right, and you were called back to just maybe change something
To
that was
rectify
in the
it.
style at the moment,
Yeah.
but not so much at
Yeah.
the current
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They're like, this bathroom is gold, and we did it, we loved it, but now we feel like we were missing our blues. We love blues. So
Right,
we
so you just
changed
added
it.
You're like,
Right.
okay,
To
quick
the
fix.
design.
Like,
Yeah, no problem, let's
Happy
do it.
client.
Has
Yeah.
a client ever said, I want X, Y, and Z, and here's my $5 budget? How often does that happen?
A lot.
All the time.
Wait,
Yeah,
how do you
yeah.
how do you deal with that?
You just need to be honest, like so honest. If the budget doesn't work, I'm gonna say, okay, well, X and Y are in that budget. You want Z, we gotta talk about it. You know, but yeah, just honesty right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you stretch it. I found in the beginning I was doing that. I was a people person.
Right.
I was very nice.
Right. We've
I
done
didn't
this.
want to say no. Yeah. So, but it's just to your own demise at that point. So, yeah, honesty, 100% all the time.
Yeah.
what's working for us now is we do the exact same thing. We're very transparent. We're interviewing our clients, just like you mentioned.
Yeah, that's good.
Because they shouldn't not like it by the end. You know, you should have had a good grasp of your client to know exactly what they're like and what they want. And that's why it's so important, that consultation fee. Yeah. You know, and then we go into like, these are the phases. Yeah. And this is what we're estimating each phase to cost and design services.
Exactly.
And
it's all laid out
transparent.
It's all communicated
This
to
is
them.
what you should be expecting. And then there's the furniture, okay? And that is separate from the design. And that's exactly how we're going about it. And that's when it comes to furnishing homes. Yeah. But when it comes to doing the construction of homes, you know, that too is an hourly rate. And then we would cap it at a retainer. Yeah.
Well, good. I'm so glad
The process is so detailed, I think, and there's so many steps that they go through and that we present that by the end of it, it's a reflection of what they've just seen from us for the past 6 months or 2 months or however long the process was.
It's so true.
It's just a in-person version of what you've been presenting to them and what they loved. Yeah. So I feel like if anything, they're just more than happy to be in the space afterwards.
I feel like a majority of my clients, that's how they feel. Like, I hope. I hope they're not lying. Yeah, but it's good. But I went to Ryerson, or Toronto Met, whatever it's called now, and we did a whole budget course. Well, we touched on it. Yeah. But it was more for like a huge scale project, and then everybody left there feeling like, okay, but if I want to do a little boutique-y kind of thing, or residential, how do I do this?
Where do I start?
So it's all trial and error, but I'm glad that we're all landed.
You know what? Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
We always talk about it. We're like, are we doing it the right way? Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Right? It's working. Yeah. But is it right? But I guess there's so many different ways you can do it.
It's true. It's so
we have to wrap up quickly, but you mentioned you were looking for team members. Yes. So anyone that's watching, because we have a lot of design followers. You know, who's your ideal candidate?
You need to be really good at AutoCAD. Like really, really good. No pressure. And then we work with InDesign, we work with SketchUp, we work with a lot of rendering programs. I'm open to more.
So heavy software.
Yeah. And just passion. Like I just want people to have drive and passion. Yeah. Experience is great, but if you don't have the passion, then
what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah. Go home.
Don't come in.
Don't even bother.
Just sit at your desk.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys.
Thank you so much for being
here. Thank you so much.
This is so fun.
Thank you. Really appreciate your insight, honestly.
Yeah, me too. It's
and
nice
the honesty.
to have a chat about it. Call me back whenever.
Yeah.